Hey everyone, it's Sevy. I've been pre-farming for Kokomi, and while I do so on camera, I want to talk a little bit about her. No, I'm not going to reply to any comments discussing leaks, but because I am going to pull for Kokomi and will soon be making more videos about her, I want to share my thoughts and expectations for a bit. If you're not really interested in Kokomi, then I hope you can enjoy a little more Yoimiya content. She's been my go-to in farming these nasty specters. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Now let's dive in. So after my video earlier this week about miHoYo, a bunch of my regular viewers might be wondering, am I worried about Kokomi? More specifically, am I worried she's gonna suck? Kind of. I mean, the most recent 5-star character kits have been a bit of a mixed bag like I said before, but that won't stop me from inhaling some hopium. So let's start with some positives. I'm willing to keep some excitement for Kokomi because she's bringing something new into the meta. No crits. This means one main thing for me. miHoYo is attempting to break free of the always coveted crit meta. I think the Inazuma meta might have been a first attempt at this, favoring batteries and energy recharge, but in the end a lot of players have still been left wanting. On that note, I just want to say while I've been farming Kokomi artifacts, I swear the number of crit substat artifacts I've been getting has gone way up. It's so sus. So is Kokomi going to be a damage dealer? Well, you could always play her as a healer support, but according to what was revealed during the 2.1 livestream, she is going to have a DPS window just like Yoimiya and Raiden do. More similar to Raiden though, Kokomi's DPS window will be during her ult. And instead of only scaling on attack, she's going to scale off HP in terms of adding to her damage. Okay, so what about the no crit factor? How might Kokomi deal enough damage without critting? This will come down to two things, her multipliers and her reactions. Since she can't crit, the main thing to base numbers and damage off of will be her talent multipliers. Of course, at the moment we have yet to see any final multipliers with respect to how high her HP will scale, how much of her HP will contribute to her damage once in her ceremonial garments, and what her passives will do. I hope that at this point miHoYo will have enough sense to heavily beta test this because it's a very risky move on their part to reduce her crit rate to negative 100%. That being said, it's not totally gone. I've seen pre-farmed builds on Reddit where someone has a 140% crit rate build ready. Don't ask me how they did it. But next thing is going to be her reaction potential. I think miHoYo is smart in that they're experimenting with a non-crit mechanic first on a Hydro character. Hydro is an element that has reliable reactions like Permafreeze, Electrocharge, and Vaporize, and since all of Kokomi's talents will allow her to apply the Hydro element, then really the comps you can play her in are going to be reaction comps. Hydro proc to Vaporize will immediately give twice the damage, and that's as good as a 100% crit damage. Electrocharged is also an interesting reaction, albeit among the less popular ones, but good enough for crowds of enemies. I personally don't have a main Hydro carry yet. I've never had the patience for Mona and I kinda ignored Barbara. Sorry, sis. And I don't have Child on my main account. And Xingqiu has always been an off-field character to me, so I'm kind of looking forward to having Kokomi. Her hybrid DPS support role is, again, similar to Yoimiya and Raiden, a potentially powerful DPS window that leaves an off-field source of damage after, in this case, a jellyfish. Time will tell if miHoYo can pull it off this time. Of course, we know that Kokomi is a healer as well as a damage dealer. 5-star Barbara, right? The funny thing is, most high AR players don't need healers anymore. We've entered into the shield meta since Zhongli and are able to delete enemies fast enough to not prioritize healing. Sure, we usually keep a healer on our team, but that's because they have other utilities as well. We've almost done away with those who specialize only in healing, which is why Chi-Chi is a heavily unpopular character. So I don't know if you read the 2.1 patch notes, but the next Abyss Lunar Cycle is going to have a corrosion mechanic that will basically poison our characters and reduce their HP regardless of any shield. In terms of Abyss, they're basically making the shield meta obsolete and throwing us into the healer meta now. It's interesting, potentially exciting, and surely made to make Kokomi shine. It also makes me wonder how long they're going to keep us in the healer meta, if upcoming enemies and domains will have shield ignoring mechanics too. That said, I do have some reservations about her and have cause to temper my expectations. Kokomi's damage multiplier coming from both attack and HP could lead to a split in stats. For example, similar to Raiden's attack goblet or electro goblet dilemma, will we have to min-max Kokomi by choosing between attack percent and HP percent main stats? Next, is Kokomi going to be energy hungry? We're still in Inazuma, and Inazuma has been all about the energy recharge and energy costs, so will we be forced to give her a battery? Then there's her weapon, and this is kind of a big cause of concern for me. Is her weapon going to be a case of amazing on her but meh on everyone else? Right now, she's the only catalyst user whose damage scales from HP. Barbara does benefit from HP, but her attacks don't scale from it. And as far as I can tell, we don't have a cool fishing reward catalyst equivalent of the catch. The weapon banner is still a scam, but players have been more motivated to pull on it because of the caliber of the recent weapons. In my case, the only 5-star catalyst I have on my account is Lost Prayers, and Kokomi can't take full advantage of the secondary stat there, even though she can use the passive. So without her signature weapon, I don't really have a 5-star alternative for her. Another thing, is Kokomi going to have a specialty? What I mean is, will she become a best-in-slot character to have on a certain team comp? Honestly, this won't be answered right away. Now that more and more characters are coming out, the permutations are increasing, and though things look a bit foggy for Raiden right now, I'm still hoping that future characters or future weapons and mechanics will bring out a best-in-comp for her. And I'm hoping the same will happen for Kokomi. And lastly, and kind of most annoyingly for me actually, her story and character was totally left out of the Archon quest. I'm scared to find out she doesn't have much of a personality at all. I really hope her depth gets redeemed when her story quest comes out. I was so excited for her in 2.0, but that kind of mellowed down when I saw her treatment during the 2.1 Archon quest. So everyone, those are my current thoughts on Kokomi. Rest assured, I'll have my usual build predictions video for her sometime soon. We're about halfway through Raiden's banner, and I'm sure Kokomi wanters are doing their best to farm for her. But also please do me a favor and let me know if you enjoy these types of videos. During the times that I'm not looking for new mechanics or builds for current characters, I find it kind of fun to philosophize about some game meta, or other game content. As always, please comment your thoughts below. I'll reiterate that I won't reply to any discussions about leaks, but I definitely read your comments either way. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. It really helps me out, and I will see you soon. Take care!